Hello friends, welcome to the Azure DevOps tutorial series. In this tutorial, we will see how to do commit, push, pull in Azure DevOps. So in the previous tutorial, we have seen like how to do setup into the Git and how we do the cloning with the different type of the approaches like using the Git, TortoiseGit and the Visual Studio. So we have seen all those approaches in the previous tutorial. So before proceeding with this tutorial, I recommend you please watch part 28 and 29 of this tutorial series because this tutorial is a continuation of those parts. So let's understand what is the meaning of commit, push and pull in Azure DevOps, basically working with the Git. So basically commit in the sense like if we are going to commit the changes to the local, and push is like if we are going to push the code which is in local to the server, and pull is basically to get the data from the server to the local. So these are the three operations which we are going to see in a bit. So let's understand like how these all things works in Azure DevOps and like how we do all the operation using the Git and TortoiseGit and the Visual Studio. So let's start it. So these are the three folders which we created in the previous tutorial, and we did the cloning like Git tool cloning, Git cloning and Visual Studio cloning we have done into the respective folders. So what I'm going to do, we are going to create a one project using the Git. Then what we will do, we will sync that code and we will do like commit, push using the TortoiseGit and the Visual Studio. So we are going to see all these three tools, like how all these three things work. So in the Git, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a one project here, like how it works. So here I'll open the CMD command, and basically like when we are working with the Git, so all the operation, everything happen using the command. But if we are going to do with the Visual Studio, so in the Visual Studio we see many, like there we no need to use the commands. There is a like buttons are available in the Visual Studio, and through that all the operation done. But if we are going with the Git, so using the CMD command, we give the commands and we do all the operation. So let's see how we do all those operations. So let's create. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the CMD command here and let's create a project. So once I will create a one project here, so I'm going to create like .NET new and MVC. So once I will hit enter, it will create a project file for us. Like it take few seconds to create the project file. So it has created a welcome to the .NET Core 3.1. So all those file it has created, and we can see like processing post creation action. So it is creating the folder, and the left hand side you are looking like it has created folders here, and here it is saying like restore succeed. So this is the first thing, like the way how we create the project using the CMD command. So this is the way of creating the project into the Git using the CMD command, and same thing we can do using the Visual Studio, and that we will see in a bit like how we do that. So that is the first step, like we created the project using the CMD command. So at point of this time we have added the file to like into the local, but the repository doesn't know like any file is added to the repository or not added. So for that we have to add those files into the repository. So for that, like first step to create the files, now next step like to add these files into the repository. So if I will go to the repository here, if I will refresh this one, we can see as of now it doesn't added anything to the repository, and we are getting same message only. So let's do that, and here if I will come and what I'm going to do here, we have to add those into the repository. So for adding that into the repository, we have a command that we have to utilize here. So using that command, we will tell to the repository and the Git like these are the files belong to the repository, and add those files. So like for adding the those files into the repository, we have command is like git add. And now like if you want to add all the files, then we have to write like all. And if you want to add the specific file to the repository, then that specific file name we have to give. But as of now we have created all the file as a newly. So what we have to do, we have to add all the files. So once after written that command, and the command is like git space add, then dash dash all. So hit enter. So once you will hit enter, what it will do, it will add those files into the repository. So at point of this time we have added these files into the repository, but still we didn't committed those files into the repository. Like once we will commit, then only these files will be shown into the repository. So let's go to the repository and see like if there is any changes or not. So I have refreshed it, and we will see like as of now we are not looking any file under this one, because as of now we added these files into the repository but not added, or we can say not committed to the repository. So for that like we have to do the commit, and for that we have command like git commit space -m, and like while committing, if we want to give any message, then we can give those message into the double quotes. So in that you can write like created new .NET project. So this is the message, and any message like based on your requirement you can give. So this is the command like git commit -m, and then in double quote if you want to give any message. So after giving this you hit enter, and it will add all the files. So like it has created all the files, and now if you will refresh this page, what will happen, it will show all, like as of now it is also not created here. So let's see like why it is not created now, and the reason why why is still all these file is not showing here. And the reason is like we still didn't synchronize like this local repository to the server repository. That's why it is not showing here. So like we have seen like it added all those files into the like repository, and we can see like 56 file created, and like this is the number, it is the insertion. So all those file is added to the repository, but this repository is not sync still with the server. So what we have to do, we have to sync this commit with the like server. So for that we have another command called git and push. So basically as I explained, like push meaning like it insert or it push the files or the code to the server. So after writing that, if we will hit enter, what it will do, it will like push all this code into the server. So let's see, it will take few seconds to do this, and it is currently doing the push. So this is the way of doing it. So currently we got the message like this, all the file is committed and like sync with the like portal, or we can say Azure DevOps server. So if I will refresh now, let's see like what all are the changes it is looking into the server, and we can see like whatever the project which we created, it is showing here like controller, model, object. So these all are the file created, and we can see like all those file is replicating into the files folder here. And if I will go into the controller, it created one controller class called home.controller.cs. and if you want to see the history, so basically this is the content inside that file it is showing. If you will go in the history, it will show the history like who added to this one, so it is showing that. And if you want to the comparison, and like if you want to see any changes, so all those things is here, and our local code is available into the like server. So this is the way of doing. And what all are the approaches we took, like first we created the file using the like project name which we have given here, like .NET new MVC. So that project we created firstly, and after that what we did, we added this command git add and dash dash all. And so basically what it is doing, it is adding all these files to the repository. And after adding that file into the repository, now next what we did, we committed those changes into the repository, like into the server. So for that command, like we have git commit -m, and like if any comment you want to give while adding those files. So this is the third approach, and not approach, like third step to do this. And after that we have to synchronize our code with the server. So for synchronizing we have command called git space push. So once we do this push, what happened, it it do the synchronizing our code with the server. So this is the way of creating the file using the git and doing commit and doing push into the server. So now let's do one more step. Like, so all those file is currently added to the git tool cloning. Now what I want to pull those changes inside this folder, like inside the tortoise cloning, because currently this is like this repository is attached to that Azure DevOps repository project which we created. But like first we have to synchronize, or we can say first we have to pull those changes into the local, and for doing that we have a command called git pull. Using that command, what we will do, we will pull the changes into the local repository. So let's see like how we do that. So let's do that. So first open the cmd command here, and once I will open the cmd command, what we have to do, like as I explained command, we have like git and pull. So once I will do, we will see in the left hand side like it will pull all the files into the local. So it take few seconds, and what we will do, we will make some changes or we will add some files, and what we will do from here, we will push those changes into the server, and we'll see the changes. And after taking the pull request, like giving the pull request, we can see all the file is available into the local, and the folder name is like tortoise cloning folder. So here this is the way of pulling the code or the files from server to the local. So now all the code we have taken into the local. Now if we will make some changes to this project, and we will see like how we will do the commit, and like how we sync these code changes into the server using the TortoiseGit. So for that, what you can do, you can right click on this project and you can open this project into the Visual Studio, and into the Visual Studio Code. So any using that any project or the tool, you can open this project into the Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio normally you can open. But instead of that, what I will do, in the controller folder I will take the copy of this one and I will paste it here. And what I'm going to do, instead of that home, I will make some changes into the home new controller. So this is the way of doing it. And instead of this, what I will do, I will make some changes to this file, and for that I will open that file into the notepad. So after opening that file, what I will do, I will make some changes, so there will not be any issue with that. So I have taken home new, and let it be all these files here, and I will change the controller name as well, and let's save it. So this is the changes we have done. So instead of doing these changes here, what you can do, you can open this project into the Visual Studio, the process we know, or you can Google how you will open that project into the Visual Studio. And especially what you can do, you can double click on that if the Visual Studio install in your system, and this file we will open into the into the Visual Studio. And in a bit we will see how we open this project into the Visual Studio and we'll do the changes. So as of now, what I have done, I have opened this file into the here locally, and I have made the changes. So that is the thing. Now after doing that, what I will do, we will do the commit, and we will see how it works. So after adding file, what is the next step? The next step, we have seen into the git command, we have to add those files into the repository. So previously we have done using the git. So git works with the commands only, as I explained. Now we are going to do with the TortoiseGit tools. So right click here, and here you are looking git TortoiseGit, and in the TortoiseGit at down you are looking for the add. So once you will click on that add, the changes or the file which have added will show here, and we can see if you have multiple file, you can select all, or whatever the file you want to select, you can select. And after selecting that file, you just click on the OK. So what it will do, it will add those file into the server. So from here you click on the OK, and those file is basically added into the to the repository, but still it is not synchronized. If I will go here and if I will refresh this page, under this controller we will see only one file called home controller, because still it is not synchronized. So for that, what we have to do, we have to commit and then we have to push the changes, or we can say we have to commit and synchronize the changes. So again, for that, doing that, right click on this, and here you are looking like Git Commit master. So just click on that, and here we will see the file which we have here and the message which you want to add. So what I will going to give the comment like home new control class is added. So basically here we are not using any command. Here we have this tool called Git TortoiseGit tool, and using that we are just having the buttons and utilizing those. So after adding this comment, what I have to do here, we are looking like commit, and this is the drop down. Here few things we are looking like commit, recommit, and commit and push. So like in that command, what we have do, like first we do commit, then we have push. But if we will click on this commit and push, both the operation it will do. So once I will click on this, what will happen, it will push our changes into the master branch of the Azure DevOps project which we have created, or basically into the repository. So the success message we got, and we have all the changes has pushed into the server. So close it this, and let's go to the repository and refresh this page. So once you refresh this page, we can see here we got another file which we have created just now, like home new controller, and here the changes we have done we can see here. So this is the way of doing all the operation using the TortoiseGit. Now let's see how we manage all these things using the Visual Studio. So this is the Visual Studio, and here this is the VS cloning we have done into the last tutorial. Now how we, first of all, we don't have code here. First we have to sync those code and we have to take into the local. So for doing that, what we have to do, just go to this home page, and once we go to the home page, first we have to synchronize that one. So click on this synchronize button, and once we synchronize that one, what we have to do, we have to fetch the changes. So if I will click on this fetch the changes, what it will do, it will fetch all the changes here. Or what we can do, instead of doing from here, we can directly go to this in this VS cloning folder, and here what we can do, we can open that command like cmd command, and through that command what we can do, we can we can pull all the changes into the local. So let's go to this Visual Studio, and here here we have to manage. So for that, let's what I will do, if I will click on this pull request, we are getting one message like you are not connected to a remote repository. Go to the connect page to connect. First we have to connect to the repository. So if you will double click on this, and first what we have to do, first we have to pull all the changes into the local. So for doing that, let's go to the home page, into the let's go from here, connect page, and here if I will go if you right click on this, open the command from, you can open from here, or what we can do, we can go to this here, and from here also we can open that command, cmd command we can open from here, and what we can do, we can pull the changes. So git and pull. So what it will do, it will take all the changes from server to the local. So that is the first step. If we are going to work with the Visual Studio, so this is the first step of doing this one. Now let's what I will do here, I will open this project into the Visual Studio. So first let's check all the changes is there or not, the new file which we have added, we can get it here. Now I will open this project into the Visual Studio. So this project will open into the Visual Studio. So I have double click on this, and now we are going to that project into the Visual Studio. So it will take few seconds to open that project into the Visual Studio. So it is opening that project into the Visual Studio. in 2019 because I have installed Visual Studio 2019 into my local system. You can open this project whatever the version you have in your local. So in that Visual Studio you can open that particular project in that Visual Studio. So it takes few seconds based on your system configuration, and we can see like all the changes or the files. We can see here like all the file is available here. Now what we will do, we will make some changes, or if you want we can add some file here, and we will do commit and all those operations. So what I will do, I will go into the home controller page or as any folder or file which you want to go. So I'm going to open like home new controller file here, and what I will do, I will do the some modification to that, and we will do the commit the changes, and then we will synchronize all those changes. So for that what I will do, I will add a one simple method here. So let's add one simple method called public void add operation, and simple one operation like one changes I have done here and I have added here. Now I will close this one, and in the team explorer like you are looking here, just go to that and into this home page. Once you will click on the home page, you can see like the changes. So this will show us like any file is added or any folder is added. So all the see whatever the changes like we have currently into the local, it is showing all the changes. So what you can do, if you want to select all the file, what you can do, you can add those files, and if you want to like commit only one particular file, then what you can do, just select that file and right click on that, like you can stage it. So basically what is the meaning of the stage is like to like we are making that particular file for the commit the changes, or we are pushing that file to the changes. And even we can see the view history from here, like who made the changes and what all are the changes. So once you will click on that, like so all that history you can see from here. And if you want to compare it from the previous, like compare with unmodified, you can do that, like what the changes we have done it. So let's stage that file. So once I click on this stage, we will see this changes will come under staged changes. So we have selected one file, that's why it is showing here. Now we have to give the one comment here, like what kind of the comment you want to add it. So added a function. So once I will click on this added a function, so here like as the TortoiseGit we have seen, it's the same like a drop down like commit stage and push, commit stage and sync. So any operation you can do. So what I'm going to do, commit stage and push we have to do. So what it will do, it will do both the operation, like it will commit the changes and it will push those changes into the current branch. And like currently if you will go here, we can see like the current branch we are using as a master from here. So in the coming tutorials we will see like what all are the branches and how we create the branches into the like Azure DevOps and how we work with that. But currently it added like successfully pushed to the origin master. So let's go to that folder and refresh this page. So once I will refresh this page on the same like home new controller, if I will come down, we can see like there is another folder called operation add operation, the function which we added newly. So this is the way of doing work with the Visual Studio. So what we have seen in this tutorial, like how we create the file, create the project, like basically we have seen all the operations related to like how we commit the changes, how we push the changes, and how we pull using the Git, TortoiseGit and Visual Studio. So this is the way of doing all these operations. So that's it for this tutorial. If you have any question and doubt, please comment. Thank you.